What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. I am joined by none other the regular guest Soul and the returning Ignacio. How you doing today, gentlemen?
Oh, I mean, I'm fine, but apparently your favorite people of the Republic aren't here, Allison and Clark, you traitorous cheeky bastard. Right, we've been thrown to the side, the old toys have been thrown into the toy chest. He's playing with new spanky, vibrating, sparkling toys now, the cheeky bastard. All right, cool. No, hey, me and apparently my Triple H commentating jacket are gonna piss off now. Apparently, I mean, this is fine, 100% lever. Viewers of the Republic, come on now, respect it. And people wonder why I wear glasses. It's because I don't have to look at your profile picture faces when I see the comments. Please, I'd rather have that shit shunned from my eyes. My God.
And we have missed you so much, Soul. All right, but if you really thought about it, obviously you got to keep the boss sweet, and then obviously Clark is going to be looking after us for Mania, so I got to keep them on side. So
yeah, no way, Clark, I get the man's doing wonders for us, but we don't get fucking paid.
I know. It's true.
You're shoving up to the boss when he's like, "I'll give you a check for Bitcoin in 20 years, bro."
Bouncing checks like Paul Heyman. That's what he's going to be doing.
Ain't it just?
But yeah, as always, we've got a jam-packed episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about, as of this recording, Dynamite, that just happened last night, and everything that happened in there. Also, Ignacio is going to be going on a little shoot season. He saw a little our episode regarding Royal Rumble, and he's going to have his little tutus on our thoughts on it, and also his review.
Well, what I want to say is we'll do the intro because I have something to say afterwards. Get the intro out the way, the spanking intro. Everybody loves the intro.
Fair enough. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Roll the intro.
Yeah, now that's out of the way. Ignacio, what the fuck did you do, man? Jesus Christ, the Instagram. Your comments on the New Day fucking blew the universe up. What the fuck?
Bro, I just go on the Daily Show and I spout the truth. That's it. And,
the truth.
The truth, Jesus. Bro. And a lot of those fans, I had some people here and there, they agree with me, bro, that the New Day they're terrible and they're ridiculous and they shouldn't be in the wrestling business. And Clark, I hurt Clark's feelings. And if Clark's listening on the show, or if he listens later or watches later or whatever, you might as well call me the Undertaker right now, Chaos, because I'm gonna bury him. You and Soul also. Call me the Undertaker. I got my shovel ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry now. So the only thing you have in common with the Undertaker is the receding hairline.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I mean, hey, I pissed off Clark going on a rant about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So I mean, fuck, Chaos. Wherever you
what you said about that, and you prefer to have salt in your porridge. You are backwards as fuck.
What? Salt and porridge is a fucking classic.
Like that's like having pineapple on pizza. You just don't.
Oh, do fuck that. Right. Oh,
salt in porridge. You backwards
salt
ass.
Right, look, are we a wrestling show or are we the Food Network? Right, come on, you gotta make a decision.
Hey, you brought it up, bro. It's
just facts, man. I have to state the fucking facts.
Well, you're gonna have a meltdown when you go to the LA because I'm pretty sure they don't have salt in porridge up there. That's freaking sacrilegious. But yeah, we digress.
What's worse, me bringing salt and porridge to Mania, or me bringing an AEW title to Mania? Which is gonna get?
Hey, if you want to get stomped out, that's up to you and 90,000 people in the soul fight. That's your problem. I recorded it.
Shawn Michaels in Montreal.
That'd be good content. I ain't gonna lie. So feel free. But yeah. Regarding what you said, going back to your comments, what you said, Ignacio, regarding the New Day. I mean, the comments were definitely divisive. But yeah, your clip was definitely most viewed and most hated. It was crazy. But hey, it's not right if it's not Ignacio. So I can't fault you with that.
No.
But yeah, let's get back on track now. Let's talk about what happened on AEW Dynamite Championship Fight Night. I don't know why I had to say that because Pat McAfee just messed me up. But yeah, it was pretty action packed. You know what? I'm sorry, but I have to fast track all the way to what happened with the main event, which was the Acclaimed versus the Guns. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that before I go on full shoot season on this situation. But what was your thoughts and the outcome of the match? And do you agree with it? What's your pros and cons with it? Let's start with you, Sol.
I mean, people are mad about this. They're furious. They're rioting in the streets. They're setting Twitter ablaze. And
oh dear, oh no.
My God, how perfect heels are the Guns if they can do all that shit with one title win. I mean, look, people are like, oh, why did they give it to the Guns? And it's like, if all your favorites hold the championships, then what's the point? You know, the championships are meant to be something that helps elevate teams and people. You know, people make the belts and all that situation as well. The Guns are good workers, and if the thing is with AEW, they don't have many good heels. I want to say they have a lot of great baby faces: Jungle Boy, Wardlow, Darby, Teams, FTR. I don't know. The Young Bucks are kind of. I don't know if they're just in their own little territory at the moment. You know, and plenty of others as well. But I feel like with having the Guns winning it, it's kind of like it's a thing for them as well because they've put in some hell of a work. And if people are mad they have the belts, then people are going to watch and see if they get dethroned. People are going to pay attention if we're going to see the Guns lose. I mean, heck, we got Revolution coming up. We could just easily have FTR, Acclaimed, and the Guns in a triple threat for the belts. Now, wouldn't everyone just love to see that, huh? Your precious FTR gets the AEW championships. Everyone can calm down and go stuffing back on their pacifiers and stay away from the internet every once in a while. Look, I'm fine with the Guns winning the championship. I honestly thought Daddy Ass was going to turn heel or something, align with the Guns, get the old Gun Club back. But no, I'm fine with it. If the Guns can continue what they've been doing, I love what they've been doing. The whole RIP FTR thing they did. And their promos have been good as well. Guns have been great workers. Well deserved for the Guns. I can't wait to see more.
Fair dues. Ignacio, what's your thoughts?
Well, first, I didn't like I didn't like the finish. I thought it was very WWE. I mean, like I never knew AEW to do a lot of ref bumps. And this is like the second week or second finish in a row to like a main event or sub-main event or whatever where they do like a big ref bump. And I didn't like it. It was a very WWE-like finish. I never liked Billy Gunn with the Acclaimed. I just thought that was kind of whack and didn't really, to me, he stuck out like a sore thumb. But they have like the whole scissor me daddy thing, which they got over, which I'm not like, that's, kind of weird to me or whatever, but I mean they got it over and the fans like it. I remember like the first time they did it with one of the female announcers in an interview, and she looked at him like, what the fuck, and all weirded out and creeped out, and I thought, well, that's the end of that. Little did I know, fuck, they got people with scissors and shit and shirts and whatever. But yeah, man, I just think it was very WWE-like finish. I can say that, like, I don't think the Guns are ready for that type of prominent position yet, but their work is good. I think they got a bright future. Their character development, their characters are pretty good. They get it. They do really good at selling during matches. I just think they would have benefited from having like another match with like FTR. But they decided to go on vacation or something, I guess, or take a break for a little while. I think they would have benefited from having another feud with, another tag team, I guess like the Bucks or whoever to kind of build their in-ring and their equity up a little bit. But I mean, it's all right. I don't mind them having the titles. I really don't think they're ready for it just yet. But it depends. But then again, like I've mentioned before, I just they think that the tag team wrestling division right now is just kind of fucked. But I think them having the titles, it's something new. It's kind of fresh. I guess something to sell and lead into Revolution. But Soul's kind of right. If your favorites have the titles all the time, you know what I mean? That doesn't really make things interesting. Now they got somebody they can feud with. They'll probably do something, I'm assuming, at Revolution. So now you got something to kind of look forward to. It's a surprise, but overall, I'm okay with it. Just didn't like the finish of the match. Just thought it was too WWE for me.
Fair dues.
God, here comes the tirade.
The thing is, I agree. The ending was borderline trash. It really felt like there was some mistimings, or it just is the crowd wasn't into it. The crowd was completely quiet for a majority of it. The ref bump, like you said, yeah, it is very WWE like, and AEW doesn't really do those, so it definitely stuck out. Yeah, I feel like it was just too early to give it to the Guns. And I just feel like, because there's no real other prominent, like, you can tell that the focus right now is on the trios titles. And because of that, there's not much teams in the tag team division, because like you said, it is definitely fucked, and they were just probably the next best option. But I don't think it was their time. I knew something was going to happen. The fact that this was the main event, I thought it was going to be Roosh versus Bryan Danielson. But yeah, it was all over the place. I was expecting probably more than likely the fact that, at the end of the day, Billy Gunn got them into this kind of mess and say that we'll challenge you for the titles. He spoke on their behalf. I thought he was going to turn on them. That didn't happen. The ending was all over the place. And yeah, clearly it's not the fact that I hate that Acclaim lost it. I just felt like it was just too soon to lose it on this random episode of Dynamite, no less. They could have.
Well, what I'll say to that is, it's not like the Acclaim are going to lose any popularity or steam over this.
They'll
still always be over as shit, and that just shows that the Acclaim kind of don't need the titles. They're kind of that kind of echelon of talent that I don't want to say they're above the titles, but it's kind of like you put titles on some wrestlers to elevate them and help them make the title as well. It's a booster thing. You're like how in GM mode, if you give a talent to a talent, you get a title to a talent, their popularity goes up by 10%. It's kind of like that. This is kind of what the Guns need. And I probably said this back last year when the Acclaimed were feuding with Swerve in Our Glory, that they kind of need that extra push to become main event tag teams. And they are, I'm going to see how many people have put the Acclaimed in their favorite tag teams of the year and what they've done well. The rap thing's still over. I don't think we're going to lose any steam. Heck, if you still want to see them be tag teams, we know that Mark Briscoe is going to be speaking on Rampage this week. Is this going to announce a Jay Briscoe Memorial Tag Team Tournament? Is the Acclaimed going to jump into that? Who knows? Is that something they're going to do? Some people say that's a downgrade going to Ring of Honor, but they could be the tag team that makes Ring of Honor now. Who knows? This is something that could be an open possibility for them as a team to be trusted with that responsibility of elevating Ring of Honor. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I get that, and then it's definitely in terms of the title is what elevates the whoever's holding it, and this could very well be the little shine that it's not the person that makes the title, it's going to be the title that makes the team, which would be the Guns. I just felt like it was just very rushed, and it was just kind of like a throwaway, and he just kind of just did it as like a shock factor type of thing. Because
it's like what WWE used to do in their house shows. They would have random things happen. Like Diesel, I'm pretty sure Diesel won the championship from Bob Backlund at a house show, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
like that happens. It's kind of like you have to have title changes on episodic TV every so often because moves people to come back in. It's that surprise factor. But,
yeah.
And I'm like saying like not everyone's gonna like it. I mean, some people have called.
I mean, no one did. They were saying bullshit during the show. Like,
some people say like AEW has no stories and all that. And you could sit me down with a gun to my head, and I can easily tell you where the Gun storyline can go off from here. Rematch with the Acclaimed, FTR. The whole Rip FTR thing. That's the storyline possibility there. There was a BT segment, I'm pretty sure a year ago, where the Dark Order tried to recruit the Guns. They could link back to that. Best friends as well. They feuded with the Guns in the past. I can't remember who defeated the Gun. Darby Allin and Sting. They defeated the Guns undefeated streak in AEW. That's something there as well. So there are possibility storylines with the Guns as well. More face teams as well. You take them out of the trios titles. That could be Top Flight. Top Flight, Best Friends, Chuck and Trent. You've got. I mean, heck, if you want to do a cross promotional thing, Roppongi Vice, Trent and Rocky Romero, you could do that as well. I mean, I know this will never happen, but if Ethan Page turns face and you get Josh Alexander and you can have the North unite, and that could be a feud as well. I'm not like saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility in the crazy world of wrestling. Heck, even Blackpool Combat Club, we've seen Yuta and Claudio come out on Dark and Dark Elevation as a team. That's something there. I know they have the Ring of Honor stuff, so it's probably not likely, but it's a team to feud. And if the Guns beat them, that's an echelon breakthrough for them.
Yeah, it's just kind of the thing. Is unless they are putting more emphasis, I think, right now on the trios title, which I think is a mistake because it involves the Elite, number one. Unless you're like you're in and around the title picture, like the tag title picture, you're really not doing anything in the tag team division. That's why I'm kind of saying if they would have built it up a little bit more, like have them feud with like Top Flight or House of Black or those guys, it could have built up their equity a little bit better. But I mean it's fine. It's fine. It's just kind of like how they built up the championships from here. I mean, they can just as easy put the belts back on the Acclaim at the pay-per-view or whatever,
Easy.
But
I mean, the Guns and the Acclaim have had a very historic story within AEW as well. Whenever Anthony Bowens was wheeled around in the wheelchair with, Daddy Ass pulling around, and then it was like Matt Caster and the Guns for a while. They did stuff with Forbidden Door as well. They had their whole street fight as well, and with the garbage pan and everything. So this is like a very historic kind of rivalry within the tag division of AEW with the Guns and the Acclaimed. I'm not saying it's going to be A+ tier, Oscar worthy, Avatar 3, 4, 5, and 6 worthy. No, but it's still going to be something that people want to see, and it's got foundations to it. And I hate all these people that just say that AEW has no background stories. I mean, you could
no, they do.
You can easily put one wrestler in, and you'll get like a goddamn mind map of connections with the roster.
Yeah, it's obviously my counter to that is probably not as prominent as it used to be when the early days of AEW, but there is like some, I think the most connected one definitely was Hangman Page when he finally won the title. Of what that was the most well put together, like well connected long-term storytelling. But yeah, I mean, I agree in terms of obviously now that the Guns have won it, and once they're going to rematch a Revolution, they probably will retain, and that's probably when the FTR might return as well, because they did have some beef, some little bumps in the road regarding that. After that, God knows where they will go after. But yeah, I just felt like it was but in my opinion, it was just, I think it could have been told a bit better, and didn't have to go the WWE route, like with the screwy finish. But it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, going back to the rest of the show, what opened up the show was MJF versus Kinosuke Takeshita. Takeshita.
Like you guys in the stream yesterday on the daily broadcast, I was sitting there face planting my laptop like
it's because of MJF. It's because of MJF. He completely messed it up. I just keep thinking of take a shitter, but I know you don't say it like that. So I just obviously you don't say take a shit. It's take shit. That's why I thought it was.
So for all our viewers who want to hear it properly, MJF versus Kinosuke Takeshita.
There we go. See.
Fuck you, cunt. All right, fuck. It's fucking 9 p.m. here. I'm tired of shit. Kinosuke Takeshita. There we go. Boom.
Yeah. That was the opening match. To be fair, I mean, during the Daily Show, I proper predicted that, it was not going to go as long as it did. It would be proper MJF to he charges at him and instant low blow because he didn't ask for the match. He was put into it by Tony Khan, and, he goes by the beat of his own drum. I thought it was not going to be, but and it ended up being a great match. Good counters. There was that bit where I think he did a Spanish fly off the top rope and he completely landed on his feet and they started to go back at it. Yeah, it was an awesome opener to the show. Very, very solid. What was your thoughts on that, Ignacio, when you saw that match?
Well, I thought it was all right, man. I don't think it was MJF's best showing. I think he's trying to, which is something that I know he's not really prevalent in doing, but just catered to kind of Takeshita's style and stuff. They had like the typical New Japan back and forth, forearms, fists, and all that stuff. And it's just, I don't really care for it. I just really think that this whole Danielson and Daniel Bryan feud is kind of dry, man. I mean, it's just kind of moving slow. We know kind of like how they're building the story up, and not only that, and I know they did it kind of but they're kind of doing the same thing with Ricky Starks and the whole Jericho thing and the whole like gauntlet deal. And I know like he beat the two goofs like in 2 seconds or whatever, but I went to the kitchen, and by the time I went back, he was already wrestling Daniel Garcia. So I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, I just think that the feud in general is just going kind of dry, kind of slow. Danielson's never been like more uninteresting than ever. I mean, he came in kind of hot and had that kind of heel persona where he was cutting like awesome promos, and then they did the thing with Regal, and Regal's gone, and they tried to hang on that for a little while, but I don't know, man. I'm not digging the whole Bryan MJF feud right now. MJF does great promos. Bryan, we know he's gonna have good matches, and now we got 3-4 weeks away from the pay-per-view, and it's like, what are they gonna do until then? So I don't know, man. I just hope this ends with at least a good match at the pay-per-view, because I'm not too fixated or hot on this feud. The match was okay. I think overall this was kind of an underwhelming Dynamite, to tell you the truth. Not very good.
I kind of get Ignacio's thing about the gauntlet thing, because it has been done a lot.
Yeah.
And there's the Labels of Jericho. There's Punk versus the Pinnacle.
I mean, I just think that kind of like they depend too much on. We don't have to worry about the story because people want to see the match. So let's just get something done so we can get to the match. And
I think
when we get to the match, they'll be satisfied, but it'll be a good match. I think they're harping too much on that.
Well, to counterpoint that, there's the complete opposite of that one. It's the whole Bray Wyatt situation. I mean, that was all story that led to a shit match. So, it's sort of like you have to find this balance. I mean, I like AW a lot. Can you tell? But there's some elements that are like, for this Dynamite, there were some elements for me that were a bit on the weaker side. I wish Jamie Hayter and the Bunny went a bit longer, but I think Bunny got injured.
Yeah, that looked messy.
Yeah. This whole Garcia thingy gauntlet thing, I personally wasn't actually a fan of. I didn't like it. I feel like there's some things that feel off. I don't know what it is, but I was watching this Dynamite for me specifically that I was like, I really liked the Danielson stuff. I kind of like the MJF stuff. I more preferred Takeshita to than MJF. I kind of don't know what it is with MJF. I'm kind of just, because MJF is just like, I'm mad, I'm evil, I'm all this salty prick shit. No. It's like, mate, you've been doing this since 2019. We get it. You're a dick. Cool. And there's nothing wrong with the guy. Like, the dude's solid on the promo. Ring works fine. But I don't know what it is. Like, the whole salty earth devil shit. It's kind of getting
that
old.
story that he told as well in the car crash. Like, wow, what the hell was that? I thought that was really needed. Like honestly, you're a cop. I mean, go on.
Look, when I saw that, and I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just it's kind of like when MJF was ripping on Brian Pillman and ripping on Darby's uncle car crash thing. Is like him just being a dick, and then people are like, oh, that was a Simpsons episode. I was like, was it? Fuck. It's like, okay, MJF Simpson mark confirmed, cool. But I don't know. I don't see if this is MJF till this whole fucking stupid bidding war of 2024. It's gonna get old real fucking fast. It's gonna get real fucking old, and I just think that's because MJF has pretty much been the same dude since 2019. I'm angry. I'm mad. I hate everyone. I'm better than you, and I know it. And yeah, it works, but I don't know what it is about it. Like, I don't know what it is, man. It's just something doesn't feel right. Something just doesn't feel not right.
Fair enough. I kind of see what you mean. I think it's just because of the storylines that's been put in. Like obviously, this with the thing with the Danielson feud. Sure, obviously we all knew as soon as he was put in this gauntlet shit, we knew that it was the match was gonna happen between them regardless. And it was just like filler just for them to get to Revolution. But yeah, I think it's just because he doesn't have that much to work with. Obviously, the most active I've seen him obviously was when during him in that Punk feud. I think that's when he was at his hardest. I think the only thing I think you're only getting that in that mind frame because of this feud is just so telegraphed. It kind of takes you out of it. And sometimes, some people like that, they like simple storytelling. Fair enough, fair play to you. But I feel like, I do understand that MJF is more than that. And he, it needs to be in something more engaging, and he doesn't have to like keep on proving that he's an asshole. Like we didn't need that car crash story. We didn't need, all this extra fluff. It's just something needs to change in that. And I think
like we all know MJF's just a cunt. He's a cunt. Where the fuck can we go from here? Mega cunt? What the fuck's he gonna do now? Is he gonna come out?
Don't test him. He would actually go for that.
Or what's he gonna do now? Coming out eating babies and wearing "I love conservatives." Cool.
Yeah, it's I do see Ignacio's point, like in terms of the storyline is bland. I mean, I love me some Daniel Bryan. I'm fine with all the matches that he's been in throughout this whole storyline have been great. Cage, Konosuke, Roosh, Bandito, they've all been great. But yeah, in terms of a storyline standpoint, it has fallen flat just because we all just know that they're going to face that we're going to face a Revolution regardless.
I mean, I don't know if we know all of MJF's opponent because MJF posted something on Instagram or Twitter, like a list of people he wouldn't let challenge for the title or could challenge for the title. Danielson was on it, Starks was on it, Darby was on it, Adam Cole was on it, Wardlow was on it, and I kind of
the roster.
I know, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, cool. I like the little Easter eggs and all that, but like, I don't know what it is, but I don't. It's look, early days for MJF's run, right? Early days, okay. Danielson, fine, love the feud. Like I love what Danielson's doing in his matches and all that. MJF and Danielson probably gonna have a banger. But when you compare what Hangman did at the start of his run with him and Danielson, that was hard. Yeah, that was fucking inferno. And I see people shit on Hangman's reign all the time, and fuck them. But I loved that shit, man. Like the Danielson match was like a draw. Then it was just like fucking no time limit with referees and shit. Just fuck. That was good shit. Even the Lance Archer Texas Death Match with Hangman, and then Adam Cole in the Texas Death Match, and even with Punk as well. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just MJF has been the same person for so long that it's just running dry. Like I don't want to say it's kind of like Roman Reigns and the Tribal Chief shit, but
I don't think that.
But the way with the Tribal Chief is, well, I will say this, even though I've always been a bit on the negative side with WWE, he has managed to keep the hotness. Yeah. Like describing like MJF, like it was like 40 degrees, and now it's like 20 degrees. Roman has always been a constant 37 degrees, right? Added in with the Bloodline faction, added the tag team around them, added in Solo Sikoa, added in Paul Heyman as the Wise Man, and then added in Sammy, and then it was all still connecting wise. I feel like what's happened here is with the whole brawl out situation, shit's hit the fucking fan. Because I feel like that's kind of what the firm were meant to be for MJF. The firm was meant to be MJF's bloodline, right? Yeah. Guns as his tag team guys. William Morrissey as his Solo Sikoa. Stokely as his Wise Man. Ethan Page as his Sami Zayn sort of guy. Like, that was meant to be it, right? And then we're going to feud with Punk again. But then Punk did all his fucking hissy fit shit. And that fucked everything up. So the thing with AEW is, yes, they course correct. And they course correct very well. But I think with Tony Khan, and he's probably learned this, long-term booking kind of doesn't work if you don't get the booking off the ground first. And look, I love Tony. Tony, I love what he's done for wrestling. I love the company he's built. I love the roster he's built. And I loved everything about it. But I feel like with the Triple H takeover and all that shit going on there, the gloves got to come off and you've got to start hitting hard.
Yeah, like a brawl out. Yeah.
Yeah. Get some muffins out there and throw some chairs and bite people.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the way you pretty much nailed it on there. I can't really add anything onto that. Going on to the rest of the show, what else was there? Your favorites, Ignacio, The Elite.
Who's that?
Versus Top Flight and AR
I
Fox.
want you. Okay, hold on. I want you to tell me what exactly was good about this match, because it was all flips, flops, flies.
What is wrong with you? I mean, what is your malfunction?
Because your lung capacity is below 40%.
Flops,
you just hate on
dives,
Jesus Christ.
somersaults, no selling, thigh slapping, and run in there. And
wait, look, even your cat's trying to block the camera because you're talking so much shite. Fuck me, man. Do you ever get Vietnam flashbacks when you hear the fucking this is the Pacergram Pacer test? You got to do your fucking flips and shit to make your fucking grade level. Jesus Christ, man, come on. It's your form of torture is like sitting down in a strap chair and a fucking, I don't know, Elite compilation comes on. You're like, no,
Clockwork Orange. You're not a Clockwork Orange.
Oh God, it's terrifying. My God.
I don't care what you say. I mean, I have to disagree with you on this one. Ignacio. It was it was flip flops and everything, but it was just terrible. Acrobatic greatness, in my opinion, especially the ending, man. Flipping hell, the innovativeness. There was no botches. It was clean. And then the back and forth between Kenny Omega and not Dante Martin, what's that guy? AR Fox as well. The inverted 450 splash. I mean, and then the counters with the pins was a sweet. The innovative Meltzer driver as well. I mean, you can't shit on this. I'm sorry, I can't have this.
I want to see AR Fox and Action Andretti as a tag team now and just call them Action Fox.
God.
Action Fox. This sounds like a porn star name.
Hell yes. Hell yes. See, look at Nationals hate so much they have to fuck off.
Oh my God. We're gonna get demonetized. Careful. No, I'm joking. We're not even getting paid anyway. But
we're gonna get paid shit. That's all the money now, fuckers.
But yeah, I thought that it was definitely one of the highlights of the night. One of my it was great. You know, I said on the Daily Show this was the match I was looking forward to, and it did not disappoint. What about you, Saul? What is your thoughts on it?
Loved it. No complaints. You know, I'm actually, have a BMI under 30, so I'm able to actually enjoy physicality. But hey, look, I got no problems with it, man. It was fucking good. It's fucking good. It's fucking elite, and as always, this is what AEW does well. The theatrics, they do it well. Love it,
bro. I want to see. I'm gonna look up the ratings because I bet when this match started, they went down.
I know the overall ratings for this Dynamite were 899,000.
That's atrocious. I mean, I bet they went down for this segment because I think people are tired of seeing this foolishness with these three morons coming on TV every week.
Okay. Can I just say, just to point out, when it comes to these ratings with the viewers, and all these trolls saying, if they don't hit the million, then it's a failure. The number of viewers do not count. The fact that they are always in the top 5 every week of most watched on cable. That's what matters, and that's what they're getting.
Demos, ladies and gentlemen. The demos is where it matters. Chris Jericho told us this ages ago. Demo God. Well, that's what fucking matters. You can cry and shriek with your stone cold body pillow, but as long as AEW are in the top 5, you can shut the fuck up.
Just wanted to put that out there, but fair enough. It's obviously it's not for everybody, but the crowd was hot for it. For the most part, the whole crowd was pretty lively in El Paso.
Oh, El Paso were great for it. I can't wait for oh fuck, here we go.
Wait, I swear that's your neck of the woods. Were you not there?
Bro, that arena. I don't know.
It's a small arena.
Been there, bro. That arena was tiny.
It was tiny. I'll admit.
They must have had 2,500 people there. That's like your average indie show with like 3 guys that they call to make a guest appearance. It's embarrassing. It's atrocious. It's awful.
I ain't gonna lie. In terms of aesthetics, yeah, I don't think it had 3 levels. I think it just had 2. Anyway, it wasn't definitely a small arena. But either way, they made it sound. They made it live. It was lit. It wasn't in front of. It wasn't. It didn't look like it was in a college gymnasium or anything like that. So it was. Yeah, it was all right. It could have been worse.
One down, El Paso. You done well. You done well.
What else was there? Yeah, obviously Jamie Hayter versus the Bunny. I felt like that was definitely
we've commented on that. We've mentioned we wish it was longer. Hope the Bunny's okay. I like the Bunny. Hope well.
And of course that gauntlet match was it is
we pretty much covered everything.
Right? Yeah, pretty much covered everything. So, but obviously it was a solid episode. It was cool. It was what it was.
Sure. Well, I have something to bring to the table.
Oh. Bring it.
Well, let's call this the main course. As we know, Ring of Honor is coming to LA, which me and Chaos are going to. Fuck you, Ignacio. Suck a bitch. And obviously there's a situation with the tag team side with Jay Briscoe passing. Mark's making an announcement on Rampage, and I think this is going to be a Ring of Honor Jay Briscoe Memorial Tag Team Tournament. And it's going to be sort of a big invitational worldwide for tag teams to come in. My question to you, gentlemen, is if you can pick 3 tag teams to be in part of this tournament from anywhere, minus WWE because they won't do shit, who are you picking?
Young Bucks. No, just to piss off Ignacio. So obviously, yeah, FTR, they have to be in there. FTR has to. Ignacio, what you got one?
I mean, I guess the obvious would be Bucks and FTR, and I guess I guess another one would have to be like a Ring of Honor staple, kind of like a Jay Lethal and Jay Lethal, and maybe they'll get what's his name, Grisham back.
I was about to say
together.
But yes, it's supposed to be for TK, so I don't know if that will work. But yeah,
that's true. But I don't know, because then look, if it's Briscoe Brothers memorial thing, I guess that's kind of stuff kind of pans out, you know what I mean? But it works out itself. But it would have to be like a Ring of Honor staple, like Jay Lethal and Grisham tag team or something like that, But I think the Bucks and FTR would kind of have to be a shoe-in or something,
Well, that's very good, man. For me, I want to say, So for me, I would say from New Japan, I would love to see United Empire Aussie Open in this. I think that'd be a banger.
Okay.
Question:
do they have ROH lineage, or they met the Briscoes, or
I don't know. I'm not too familiar.
Cesaro and Cassius Ohno or Claudio.
Oh yes, the world's greatest tag team. Yeah, that could be something. That could be something. I want to see. Who was I going to say? Oh, Top Flight from AEW. I think that'd be cool. Impact, Motor City Machine Guns. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, Motor City, yes.
And Ring of Honor staple. I'm thinking about this. One interesting. Someone who's had interactions with the Briscoe. One of them's on the shelf, and one of them's no longer VAW. What about Red Dragon?
Stop it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Red Dragon. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Or Future Shock, which was Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So there's options here. And I think it would be a very awesome thing to do.
I know it's for a memorial, but Bobby Fish, the way he talks down about AEW, come on, guys, where's the lie? You know, but yeah, Red Dragon, definitely a good shout. And what was the last one you said? Sorry.
Top Flight.
Or
Motor Machine Guns. There's plenty of options. Plenty of great tactics.
100%. Obviously, in the fantasy world, I would love to see Kevin Steen and El Generico. Fantasy world.
Fantasy world. Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, fantasy world. Let's
just throw the New Age Outlaws in there for some reason. Hey?
No. When they're a tag team against the Briscoes.
What? No, fuck no. They're fucking WWE. They don't fucking step out of their own little cuckoo shell for anything.
I swear they had a crazy ladder match or something. Okay, fair enough. Or was that?
Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm going to see now.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's that'd be cool. Anything else? Anything else you want to bring to the table? No.
Ignacio doesn't get a segment. We just passed over him. We end the show right here, ladies and gentlemen.
No. I want to.
Thank you very much for tuning in to the latest episode of Take It to the Table.
No, I want to hear his too. So basically, let's just dive right into this. I have to. He wants to get something off his chest. So obviously, the last episode we did was to be fair, I did put it out a bit late, but it was me, myself, Soul, and Clark. We were giving our our thoughts on the Royal Rumble, and the titles was a bit overhyped. Obviously, we had our own little thoughts on it. I thought it was kind of overhyped, or the people made it overhyped and whatnot. But yeah, what's your gripes with that episode, Ignacio? Please take it to the table.
Well, first I thought overall, I thought it was a very good show.
You were there as well, weren't you?
Excuse me?
You was there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I
not
was
at the Take It to the Table. You weren't in like some weird crowd section at the back, like woo.
I was amongst the 50. I think what is 51,000 or something. Meltzer, has his whatever numbers, but it's but there was 50,000 people there. But anyway, yeah, man, I thought it was a good show, highlighted by the 2 Rumble matches and of course the main event that overshadowed the fluff or atrocities in between. Just kind of the main complaint, dude, that everybody like on the show and people outside of the show that that saw it on pay-per-view or PLE or whatever, is that it was predictable and here and there. I'm like, bro, it's WrestleMania season. Like when WrestleMania season comes around, things are kind of predictable. Yeah. It's just how are we gonna get there? And I think like when you looked at the men's Rumble, I think people, of course, WWE doesn't come out and plainly say that, oh, Rock's not going to come out or Austin's not going to be there, right? Because they want you to watch the show or they want you to buy a ticket at the last minute to go see the show to see if they show up. But they're not blatantly not going to say they're not going to show up. So were people disappointed? Overall, I think everybody there that was at the show was pretty satisfied with it. Cody coming out and him in the Royal Rumble with Gunther with his amazing performance going. I should have went on FanDuel and placed some bets because I would have won some money because I predicted, I told my buddies that I was there with and I'm on a chat with that Gunther will be number 1. He will be the Iron Man and he will have the most eliminations, which he did all 3. He had the most eliminations, Cody Rhodes. So I should have placed some bets on FanDuel, but
yeah, now you're still
anyway.
Pro, bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the match was good, bro. I didn't see any issues. I think they told a great story with Gunther and Cody at the end. Think of maybe something looking forward to things to come. I get your point in between on how putting tag teams in there and stuff, and it's just filler to have guys eliminated. And I thought the reason why they might have done that is they were gonna have like Almost or Braun come in and eliminate or Karrion Kross. I would have liked to see him come in and eliminate like 7 or 8 guys or whatever. But I mean, I would have liked to have seen some guys in NXT in there, like maybe Grayson Waller and Carmelo Hayes or
Joe Gacy,
Cameron Grimes or who's that?
Joe Gacy, the guy in
Joe
Schism.
Gacy, yeah, but I mean, look, they would have just been in and out of there anyway and gotten eliminated, so that didn't upset me so much. But dude, I thought it was great. It was laid out very well. I would have loved to have seen, because he got a huge pop at the beginning when he came out, was Pat McAfee. I mean, the fucking roof came out when he showed up. So I would have liked to have seen him in there, but dude, overall it was good. They told a good story. I thought it was fine. I think it was all this predictability and stuff like that. Dude, it's WrestleMania season. We know what the matchups are. More times than most in the Royal Rumble, we know more or less who might win. Like, I think everybody knew that kind of Cody was going to win. Rock's not going to show up. Austin's not going to be there. So it's going to be Cody, but how are we going to get there? On a best Royal Rumble day, it's like between 3 or 4 guys, but everybody knew it was Cody was going to win, and they was still a good Rumble. Now, I had an issue as far as like the match, the lineup at first, But given that what we got at the main event, it just made sense to me, because how are you going to have Roman and Owens in the middle or second to match under after all that drama that took place afterwards, and then like have a Rumble match? It's just you're going to tire the crowd out, right? With emotion or so forth. So I thought it was good. The Piss Black match, which is what I was doing after the match. Well, it was a cool visual in the building. Everybody was kind of with it at first because it was different, and they started taping the ropes with the tape, and I was kind of like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Then my buddy next to me is like, "The tape is gonna be neon." It clicked, and I was like, "They've done stuff like that in Mexico. I'd seen something similar." But the thing is that you still can't fucking see. Like it's still hard to see.
Yeah.
I think, dude, it was disappointing. Bray Wyatt's a creative guy, but it's just I don't think it's clicking. And I'll disagree with that LA Knight was kind of buried or whatever. It was a waste. I don't think it was a waste for LA Knight, because I think he outshined Bray Wyatt in this feud. I think now people are confident in what he can do, and they see what he can do. Yeah. And I'm hoping that Triple H can see that and capitalize on it, because, well, like the main complaint that I hear people with LA Knight online, and Kobe has mentioned it before, is that, well, he's 42 or 43 years old, bro. It's not like they're going to flash his age across the screen every time he comes out on camera or make t-shirts with his age on it. You know, it's
Ignacio, that could be a gimmick, man. Every time he comes out, it's just a countdown to his next birthday, and it's like, it's gonna be 45 in 6 months.
But the thing is, bro, is he'll make it work because he's so good on the mic, and he can work also. But I mean, I can see him maybe like as a Money in the Bank winner or whatever. I think he'd be pretty good at that. But and then to be honest, I got up for the next match. Went to the restroom, had my 2 hot dogs, extra large Coke, and took a big dump.
Wait, whoa. After that Mountain Dew awesomeness match, you didn't get a Mountain Dew pitch black? For shame, bro.
I got an extra large. That's why I was pissing black.
God damn.
But bro,
damn. Okay, fair enough.
I didn't see the Alexa Bianca.
You didn't miss much.
No, I didn't. No, and I didn't go back and see it either. But I thought the women's Rumble was the best in the past couple of years. I thought it was laid out pretty good. Everybody. One thing that you guys kind of alluded that you got right was after the men's Rumble match, it did die down quite a bit, especially when they were disappointed with the Wyatt match. And then you had the Bianca match, which people really didn't care for, but they picked back up for the women's Rumble match. Everybody loved the ending with Liv and Asuka and Ray at the end. It was great. Yeah, everybody was up for it, because really in actuality, in reality, it could have been any one of those three, because Liv has this connection with the crowd that I think is kind of weird. But whatever. I mean, yeah, it's because I really don't get it.
She's hot, of course.
But overall, well,
she's got a Harley Quinn action thing going.
Yeah, she works hard. That's the thing, is that she works hard, her character and in the ring. So, and then Rhea, she was a favorite, but then Asuka made the return as a more kind of, not that goofy, whack, spazzy character. Now she's Kana Asuka or whatever she was. Now she's more demonic or ferocious or whatever. So you could have thought, well, shit, where are they going to go? And that's what happened. Nobody knew what they were going to go. And they went with Ripley, which was the smartest decision they could make, the right decision. But in the middle of that, you had Becky, her story going with Damage Control, and they got eliminated. And Becky went after Bayley right afterwards to kind of like, you bitch, you cost me this kind of deal. So that was good. So I thought it was laid out pretty good. Chelsea Green coming back and getting eliminated right off the bat. Dude, she's kind of, it's not like she wasn't a star when she left WWE. She wasn't a star, necessarily in the Indies or Impact or whatever. And if she wasn't Impact, it's Impact.
If you knew her, you knew her. It's what she
yeah.
them.
What the fuck is this whole Karen gimmick of her shit anyway?
I know.
Are we gonna a segment of her going up to Vince's house like, Vince, I want to speak to you, and it's like, I don't even work there.
Well, I mean, she's a goof, and her husband's kind of a goof, and that's kind of her character. So
Hey.
Look, dude, it kind of fits her. So I wasn't mad at that. I thought the whole thing with Michelle McCool was kind of cool. You know, I thought
it was
good,
cool, but also dumb at the same time. Like, how could you not know you're in the Rumble? Like, she was like, "Oh,
well,
me?"
I mean,
it's like, Michelle, why have you got kick pads on and boots?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good, and the whole Nia Jax thing. You know, a lot of people thought that The Rock was gonna show up because people were saying that at the hotel they had seen The Rock's mom, so they thought The Rock was gonna show up, but obviously she was there for Nia Jax because that's her niece or something or what have you. But bro, she came out. She looked fucking huge. I mean, massive, and and she fucking looked dangerous. You know what I mean?
What a wrong reason. Imagine some fan was next to The Rock's mum. It was like, your wrong family member showed up. What the fuck? We wanted the other one.
And then of course Piper Niven. That was cool to see her back. So dude, it was good. And then the last match, the main event. Dude, I like the match because yes, Roman and KO have wrestled before and we've seen it before, but it's a different story this time. So the match was laid out differently. And I thought they did Roman acting heartless and ferocious and brutal to Reigns. That stare spot, I loved it. I mean, a lot of guys with that dude, that's cringe. But bro, it's obviously Kevin, he doesn't mind doing those spots because it makes to the story. And he's still kind of, he's not old, but not young either. But he doesn't mind doing those spots because he's like, shit, I'm not going to be doing it 5 years from now. So let me add to the story. And everybody knew Kevin was going to lose. And it was all about what Sammy going to do. But dude, it just made the match better. Like, I thought it was a well laid out match and it was good and told a great story at the end. And for everybody's main complaint about it being predictable, bro, it's a great story going into WrestleMania. I mean, you got probably the best story that's been told in years with the Bloodline combined with coming together with probably the next best story or the best story at the same time. Cody trying to fulfill his legacy. They're both believable. And to make something like explode like a great WrestleMania match and make a star like Cody, which I think this is where this headed. All you got is to believe in the story, but two people that you can believe in, and that's all you need, and that's all they need with Cody and Roman Reigns. And I think this could be the best main event match that WrestleMania has seen in a very long time.
How deafening was that pop when Sammy cracked Roman with the chair? Because that was crackling over the TV. So like, how was it?
It was, bro. You couldn't hear anything. I mean, it's just like deafening. Like, they exploded. It's like they were waiting for it. They're just like, this is what we came here for. All that talk about like Rock and Austin and all this stuff, and they didn't show up, bro. It's just nobody talked about it after the show. That wasn't what anybody was talking about. That's what I'm saying, dude. For like overall, I think to call it a safe show, okay, I get that. But dude, it was a good show overall because for a lot of people, probably the majority of the people there, it was just that moment. It's just, yes, you gave us what we asked for. You gave us what we want. Now, I'll branch off of that very quickly in that, should Sammy win the title? No. Sammy shouldn't win the title because that's going to dilute, or one of the titles, because that will dilute where they should go, where they want to go, and that's with Cody being the star, because Cody against Gunther, Cody against Karrion Kross, or Cody against McIntyre, or Cody against Bobby Lashley is more intriguing than take out Cody's name and add Sami Zayn to any of those matchups. Because Sami Zayn, if you do it, it's just going to be up for a pop for one match, one moment, maybe another at Backlash if he faces Roman or what have you, and that's all you get. Then where do you go with Sami from there? Then he cools down, right? Cody's long-term, he's going to be the face of the company. I think he can be the next big-time baby face that they need, that larger-than-life character that they need, or guess what? That larger-than-life heel that they need if they need to go that way. So do I think Sammy should get it, even though he deserves it? Just because you deserve it doesn't mean you should get it. So no, because that would dilute Cody's title win, title run, and they should keep it as is.
Well, it just looks like we found Ignacio's next controversial clip. So fucking duck and cover, people.
Dude, I don't think this is the thing. And this is the thing is that, I mean, with how hot he is right now, I mean, does Sammy really need the title?
I mean, he's not won real.
He's not won yet.
How much he won on the main roster? Intercontinental, that's it?
That's it. Yeah. And the NXT title, that's it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always said I got no... Like, if that was the ending of the storyline, Sami Zayn beating Romans for the Universal, I'd be fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. And Cody takes the WWE Championship and he'd be like, yeah, I did my dad proud. Cool. I'm fine with that.
Fair enough. I do how Ignacio described it. That is a very valid point, especially if you're trying to build someone that's, because at the end of the day, I think after Roman's reigns ends, he's not going to be doing full time. I think he'll be going down to a part-time thing. He's probably going to be doing on an Undertaker kind of contract, just showing up for the big four, and then that's it. They need someone in as a replacement, because besides Roman, all they have is really Cody in terms of popularity. Sure, they have Sami Zayn, but they don't see Sami Zayn, as they've said it numerous times, they don't see him as a company guy. And even he said it himself that he doesn't see himself as a company guy. He will carry the title now and again.
Yeah, they don't. You're right, they don't. But it's just like, this is their opportunity to build somebody or have somebody that pretty much, I think, universally, with this, there's always a few, and most of them are like guys that are fans that are crossover. They watch AEW and WWE, and they don't like Cody. But this is their best opportunity in a long time for them to make that larger than life character that they've needed for a very long time. That John Cena, that Hogan, that Austin, that Rock in Cody. If they book it right, and if they give him the push that they should, and the booking to back it up, I think that Cody can be that star or that 100%. Person. But Sami Zayn, not really. No, he just doesn't fit the bill.
Like, you can't see him going on Jimmy Fallon or, doing NASCAR. Like, he can handle himself. I'm not taking away that he can't do interviews and whatnot. Of course he can. But in terms of as a company guy, Cody's the best option. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does the interviews. He wears the suits.
Yeah.
He looks like a professional, except for the fucking neck tattoo. He carries himself like a professional. So,
I think he's atrocious, but yeah.
So, yeah, it's just like I said, man, it's as real as you can get right now. The whole bloodline storyline, that's as real as you can get with Cody fulfilling his legacy. All you need is for two people to come together like Rock and Austin. All you need is something to believe in, and it all works out on its own. So just hope, but it's WWE. I mean, shit, fuck, they might fuck it up. Who knows? We'll see. I really am. I really am excited for this WrestleMania. I wish I was going. I'm going next year for sure. But I mean, I think it's I think it's going to be.
Really, you rather go to the one at Philly and not to one in LA? I mean, like,
dude, LA's just too expensive. I really didn't budget for it, to tell you the truth. That's why I went to the Rumble this year. But fair. I'm not too excited about going to Philly. Although Clark says otherwise, he says it's not that bad. We'll see, but yeah, I'll go. I'm going next year, but this year,
the way they've been going for Super Bowl and the way they trashing that place is I'd rather not go Philly. The way they go, they haven't won the bowl yet. It's crazy. Yeah. But
he's pissed off, by the way. He's fucking pissed. Look at those ears pulled back.
Wow, if looks could kill, flipping hell.
He's like, Father, why are you talking about flips and shit? I fucking like that shit. I'm the lead fan.
He's going for your neck during nighttime. I'm telling you, he's going for your neck. But yeah, that's very valid points. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well regarding the Cody situation. Do you feel like he should go for all the marbles, or do you think Sammy should have a little bit of the pie? Despite how popular it is, because at the end of the day, WWE did not anticipate this, and I know that wrestling is predetermined. Everything is subject to change, But I mean, are they right to stick to their guns? Because it's looking like they're sticking to their guns, as in Sammy, he will get his opportunity, but then after Elimination Chamber, you know, who knows where he's going to be at. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, on that glorious note, we have come to the end of this episode. As always, thank you very much, Soul and Ignacio, for joining us on this glorious episode. So you got any updates on the Soul sessions?
So I kind of do, actually. So the next 3 guests are Scottish independent wrestlers. I always love showing off the Scottish scene. Having Legacy Comics back for episode 39, but episode 40. So episode 40 is going to come out on the 25th of February. That's the 1-year anniversary of the Soul Sessions. I've been doing this for a year now, which is very interesting.
Crazy.
And I have a very, 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 very special guest coming on the show. Probably the biggest guest I've had on above Billy Starks and EC3. So
interesting.
I'll be giving out hints of who this guest is over Taking the Table and the Daily Broadcast. So let's go for the first hint. Ladies and gentlemen, the first hint for this guest is this wrestler has wrestled in Pro Wrestling Noah.
Okay.
That is your first hint. If you want to find out more, check out more Taking the Table and Daily Broadcast, where I'll be dropping more hints. Until then, you got to tune into @the Soul Sessions Official. Find out who number 40 is on the 25th of February.
Yeah, I already got the dibs in as to who this is going to be, and yeah, you do not want to miss this episode. There's a very good hint right there. So be sure to check that out. Be sure you go and follow us at Wrestling Republic and at official_TITTT for all the latest update clips, rants, and of course, do not miss out on the clip that we're going to put about Ignacio ranting about the Royal Rumble and the Young Bucks. I'm pretty sure you'll be very interested in seeing all the chaos unfold in the comment section when that comes out. But yeah, other than that, I have been your host Chaos. He has been Soul. Down there has been Ignacio and his lovely kitty. And then yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.